Hello everybody. We have another rapid game against Administer, who does play a Queen's Gambit at an exact rating of 1000. I'm very proud of him for playing a real opening, and he now brings the knight out. Let's also bring a knight out towards the center. Okay, he just continues development. Very good. I want the ability to castle quickly, so let me bring my bishop out and now I'm only one turn away. So now if I ever feel threatened, I'll just castle easily. So he develops his bishop, eyes this diagonal, fair. We still want to contest the center, and we are playing the aggressive QGD, Queen's Gambit decline. So let's play C5 and really put the pedal to the metal, open up the Queen's diagonal to A5 so we can apply pressure to this pin knight. That's our strategy. That's how we're going to be playing as black whenever we face the Queen's Gambit. Okay, so he moves the bishop again when he could have put it here first. This does pin the knight, so we can't add pressure this way. However, we're going to reinforce that knight, so if he takes, we can get another one replacement. And only now, when the knight's here, ready to be a replacement, will I kick the bishop and try to get him to take. So he hops his knight in. What does this threaten? I mean, nothing really. What's the drawback? He moves the same piece twice, undefends the center. We could immediately bring the queen to the center, which is weird. But I think I'm just going to go queen a5 and add pressure and develop and complicate this position for him. I think this is just really nice. I love black's position already. White didn't do anything crazy, but the way the bishop's no longer even aiming at the queen, it's just, it's not pinning the knight. It's not threatening it. I have just as much space as him, but I have pressure. I don't know. I like black. I'm closer to castling than him. He's 3 moves away. So he takes the knight. So I should probably take this way. Oh wait. This comes with check. He has to go here. This comes with check. He has to go here. Oh wait, this is just winning. Oh yeah, he didn't address my threats. I almost got baited into his thought process. But checks captured and threats are more forcing, so the check wins the game. And this is only possible once he took, because his bishop no longer is on this diagonal. Otherwise, he could have retreated, but now he can't. So now we take this with check. He has to go back. We can take more stuff. Let's just trade queens. And now I'm going to pick up my piece with the pawn to provoke his knight off of this square. That's the wrong word. To, I don't know, kick the knight off the square and force trades because I'm up 6 points of material. So we'll keep attacking the knight. We're going to get the trade. There we go. We force it. Kinda. And now let's keep developing. In Benko Gambit style, I'm going to sack a pawn on b5. If he wants it. He takes it. Then I go a6. That was the pawn sack. And by doing this, I get my bishop out. Boom. Super fast. My rook has an open file, all at the cost of a pawn. I trade the bishops. He can't castle. And I pick up the pawn. I'm up a rook and a pawn. I move my king just to bring my last rook in the game. Yes, there's free material, but I also had a ladder checkmate. So I went for the ladder checkmate. He covers that square. Now I'll pick up the material. I mean, whatever. We'll just take the rook and then take his army. He has to resign at some point, right? We give up our rook because it's funny. Then we get 2 queens and ladder checkmate him. Very easy. cut him off this way. Move one over, cut him off. Now he only has one row. So this is checkmate if he goes up. And if he goes down, I'll just do it this way. So he's holding on to hope that doesn't exist. And even if he gets the stalemate, right, against somebody, it's like a cool trick. Maybe you save your 5 points or whatever, but you're not improving as a player by doing that. If this was serious and for money, and okay, you can try it, but you're not gonna like get better by doing it. So anyway, we get the Queen's Gambit decline. Center and development support. You know, it's an obvious move. It's Queen's Gambit decline. Development and center. Development affecting the center. Preparing castle. Center. Development. Development. Prophylaxis. Center. Even game. Second he jumps his knight in, minus 2.7. Really? Queen a5. But now the evaluation changes. Now the best move Queen a5 is only 1.9, which is just winning. So h6, Queen a5, castles. So this is just a terrible move, undefending the pawn, wasting a turn. And we're just winning after Queen a5 apparently. I thought we had a lot of pressure. I didn't consider can he actually defend or something. I mean, if he moves his bishop back, I wouldn't tell you it's -3, but then his center collapses because he moved his knight. So yeah, that's super bad. That's why you don't move the same piece twice, especially if it's not for free, or doesn't create a threat, or isn't forced. I don't know. So we find Queen a5, and then he just blunders the game. So we have all zeros, 99% with 10 cent a pawn. I won't complain about 99%, although they should have given me 100. What are we playing? Oh yeah, Scotch Gambit. We're against Anish Sivaraman, rated 1100 almost. Let's see if we can get a Scotch Gambit. Now, you know, we're getting to the rating where maybe they'll go into it. A lot of them won't, but some will. So he takes, and now we develop in Morphy style and prepare to castle while he's undeveloped. And wastes further time with h6. He's trying to stop some fried liver idea, but that's not the intention. So when they do this, we can just castle. Try to get the rook to e1 as fast as possible. Our king is safe. So you can't really complain about our first 4 moves, right? Pawn in the center, develop 2 things in castle. Perfect. He now develops. What does this threaten? The pawn in the center. What's the drawback? He has no proper pawn presence. This is overextended. I mean, it's the extra pawn he has, so he doesn't care. But we get to kick this, is my point. d5 is the appropriate response. So if I take his knight, he takes my bishop. If I take his pawn, I develop for him. But a lot of players that you've seen, they jump in the center or to the side, both of which are less than ideal maybe. He jumps here, doesn't threaten anything, and it looks kind of loose-ish. So I'm going to move my bishop, physically obstruct him from playing d5, blocking our bishop, and it's for free, so we'll call it improving for free. We're still down on pawn, right? But we're keeping him busy. We're trying to keep him, you know, worried about our threats so he doesn't have time to really consolidate or develop or castle. Okay, so he goes here, which happens to be defended because of his weird move. But it looks so awkward. Okay, first of all, if we take it and he takes with this pawn, that's weird and opens up his rook. We should build up our position. If we take our pawn back, he can't really take in the center without getting pinned. If we take our pawn back and he takes our knight, he develops our queen. Maybe there's c65. So I don't want to let him move his stuff. Let's build our position. Is h4 a move? Now that he did this weird one. Let's say he takes, developing our queen. We're threatening mate in 1. That's always nice. Then he can take in the center. Let's go rook e1. I'm going to make a piece move, building up our position, covering the center, x-raying the king. Probably the most powerful move. He goes to the side. What does this threaten? The bishop, maybe c6. What's the drawback? It's a funky knight, easily harassed, but my bishop is loose right away. Takes. We don't really want to give up the bishop, so let's go bishop b3. We want this light square pressure. Of course, he could play this. We could kick this back. It's not like the Scotch Gambit automatically wins or something, right? We're just trying to apply pressure. He takes with check, so we have no choice. But now we threaten mate in 1. He has to notice. Please notice, or the game will be over in 10 moves. Queen e7. d5 doesn't stop it because of en passant check. That's crazy. And you can't put the queen there because you lose it. Wow. So yeah, this rook alignment is crazy. He develops but does not stop checkmate in 1. Okay. I'm just going to see if I did anything dumb because he played weird moves and okay, just 93%, 1 inaccuracy. So great game, nothing dumb. This is the Scotch Gambit as of now. They take, you bring your bishop out, Scotch Gambit. It's an equal game, and he immediately does a weird move, so we just castle, build up our position. He brings the knight out. Whenever we can kick it in the Scotch Gambit or in any opening, we should consider, but especially in this Scotch Gambit, we almost always kick it if we can. He has to play d5 to try to counter us, and then we move our bishop, trying to keep it one more turn. But he didn't do that. He did another weird move, and white's plus 1.2. We moved the bishop in. The engine mentions that this was our inaccuracy because we could have also hit it with the rook. I'll keep that in mind. He goes back, and now we move the rook. He attacks our bishop. We retreat. He forces the issue, and it says we're winning here, plus 2.6. So even if he noticed the checkmate and blocks, now his bishop can't develop. We can bring our pieces out. We can play c3, giving it up and getting our knight in, and the position's lost. So, little intro to the Scotch Gambit. We haven't really gotten to show any of the traps, but you can see how they don't get to castle sometimes. We just get good development and cause problems, and that's the goal. So, good luck in your chess. I'll see you in the next one.